Hello, 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 hello. This is the spirit of ecstasy sending out great big hugs all across this marvelous, majestic world, this big round planet that we live on. Oh, yes, the big round globe. I send out great big hearts of love all across the globe from the east to the west, the north to the south, to all of my wonderful friends, wherever you are, any longitude or latitude, whatever country you're in. Oh, I send greetings today and love and joy your way, and I send out healing power to lift you up and raise you up into all health and healing and abundance and affluence today. And I hope that everyone got what they wanted for Christmas. I got what I wanted for Christmas because I got some new subscribers and there's a lot of new commenters and things like that, which is what I really wanted for Christmas. So I was overjoyed by that. And it was a sunshine, 70 degrees yesterday and today, both Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and today. 70 degrees sunshine and lots of commenters and lots of subscribers, and so it's been a marvelous Christmas for me, and I hope you had a marvelous Christmas too. And I want us to try to remember that spirit of Christmas now all through the year. Remember that spirit of joy to the world, and remember this great spirit of giving, and remember that great spirit of love, and the one that was born on Christmas Day, and what he came to say. Oh yes, it's such a marvelous thing to think about all the wonderful things which we have to rejoice about today. And so let us always remember every day when we first get up to ask for more joy today, and that this will be a more loving day, and this will be a happier day, and this will be a day of healing and health and affluence, and great abundance for us. And it'll begin to happen for us. Oh, yes. We need to remember, oh, yes, that joy is a quality that will flow out of our innermost being if we ask for it. It's there, and all of that joy, that total joy, that infinite joy, that all-powerful joy is now within us. It's right there. You know, it doesn't come so often. We think, oh, it comes from some holiday or some ceremony or some particular time of year, or maybe from a gift, getting the right gift or something. But that joy is really right there within us. It doesn't come down from the sky or down from below or over to the east or the west and flowing to us or on the wind or anything else. That joy is right there within us, ready to flow. It's an oil well, the biggest oil well you've ever seen. It's already there within you, and it's ready to flow out in infinite joy. And we need to understand where it's at, and then we'll never be without joy. And when we're never without joy, we'll never be without energy. When we're never without energy, we can manifest what we need to, and we won't need to be thinking about resistance and all that. So often people talk about resistance when they go to manifest. Oh, I want to manifest, a better home, car, money, whatever you want to manifest. Or even healing and health, is a manifestation, of the love of God and the joy of the Lord. But we'll talk about resistance. But the resistance is only our belief level. And when you get your belief right, there won't be any resistance. Resistance is just your belief. That's the only resistance there is that you don't believe that you deserve it, or you don't believe it can happen. And you don't believe that the rivers of living water and then those oil wells and all are really there inside of you, and if that's the biggest contributing factor, see, that's what we need to realize that'll get rid of all resistance, is realize that the biggest contributing factor to us manifesting whatever we want is to realize that those oil wells of joy and energy are located right within inside of us, within our innermost being. And as we begin to let those flow, the resistance naturally will just go away. And so the resistance, remember that one thing though, that resistance is just your belief level. It's not some actual substance out there that you got to deal with, or that you got to either think about or remember or forget, or whatever you're talking about doing with the resistance. The resistance is just that belief level. Change your belief and you change the resistance. So we need to keep all those things in mind. Oh, yes, that's very important for having joy every day and never having depression or despondency, just to realize that the only thing that causes any of those things is just our lack of belief that we have it all right now within our innermost being. And once we understand that, that's what Jesus came, the main thing he came for, the main thing Christmas is about, is that he came to reveal that out of our innermost being was all happiness, joy, and peace, and prosperity and abundance is ready to flow at any time. It's always there, and it's up to us to receive it and believe in it. And so then we learn to relax solidly on the total awareness that we have already complete, substantial joy and energy with us now. Oh, yes, and we have a buoyant and abundant, overabundant and overflowing joy flowing out of us. It can flow out of us at any time that we turn to it, and you get quiet and listen for it and let it flow out of you. And so doing this wholeheartedly will produce vast amounts of creative energy and vast amounts of power and healing and all of those marvelous things. More energy and creative power is yours right now and available to you right now than what it would take to do anything to just move a mountain or turn the world over. More of the energy than all those things. It's just like a hydrogen bomb waiting within inside you, full of that energy ready to flow out. But see, we just don't, our belief level doesn't won't allow us to turn to that, and so therefore it doesn't flow. And so then we start imagining in our mind that there's some kind of resistance out there, or something, somehow another people maybe want to resist us being prosperous or abundant, or something in the ether or something is resisting us receiving the prosperity and abundance that we need. And so we imagine all of these things. But what we really need to do is just realize that infinite energy and infinite joy is ours now, and start rejoicing knowing that is true. That has been revealed once and for all. That is the first and the last revelation, and it never has to be revealed again. It just has to be believed. And so part of omnipotent and infinite mind is infinite energy, and part of it is infinite joy, and part of it is infinite, unconditional, unquenchable love that is always available at any time. And so we need to remember all those things all year long. All substance and abundance, then, that huge amounts of energy is able. We think about physical. If we begin to think about physical energy and say, well, all that physical energy that it might take to really get rich or really get wealthy. Oh, yeah, I'll have to put out all that physical energy. You might even think of that as being a form of resistance. But all of that substance and abundance then to do those things and to manifest that is ours already right now. And that oil well is already within you, ready to flow. And that oil well within you is greater than all the oil wells in the world put together. And so receive that energy now. And then you uncover your inherent, power and energy and joy. And you find out that it's right there with you all the time. Deep, solid relaxation produces, knowing these things, of course, allows us to have deep, solid relaxation. That's why it's so important to know peace on earth, goodwill to our men, joy to the world, the Lord is come, and all these things is because they allow for deep relaxation, because everything's already been taken care of. Kingdom of God's already within you. The first and the last is already here, and all the joy is already here, and then all you got to do is turn to it. Oh, yes. And so, knowing fully the truth of these statements produces the full and solid ability to relax deeply, and that relaxing deeply is going to unleash such creativity that it will be hard for you to believe until you see it begin to flow. It's just like, I said before, just like a lightning strikes you, and you just, energy flows and scintillates and scampers all about around you. Forms a great aura all around you of energy and power, authority and dominion. And it just goes everywhere around you. And because we got to remember, we already include all this. We already include all this power to produce great auras around us, great auras of protection, great auras of prosperity and abundance, great auras that will drive off fear or anything to be afraid of. There's not anything that we need to be afraid of. The only thing that the only thing that causes us to be afraid, again, is just like that resistance, and the thing that causes us to be afraid is just our belief level. As soon as our belief level rises to realize that there's nothing to be afraid of, all fear just disappears, just like turning on the light switch. Gets rid of the darkness. And then we realize that the darkness is actually not substance. So just like a doubt or fear is not substance, the darkness is not substance. But then the light, it does, that is actual substance. Light beams are actual substance. And so they drive out what is not substance. And our belief level drives out what is not substance and lets us realize that we have all wills already within it. So we can always transform then. We can transform ourselves into our native energy. It was said that Jesus went up into a mountain and his face shone brighter than the noonday sun. And we know Moses came down, his face was radiated. And, and to a lesser extent, we can get some of that same energy ourselves, not to the same extent perhaps as he did, but we know that is there because he received it and Moses received it. And so, know that you can and it will be done. All good and all substance and eternal is eternal now and forever. And it is forever totally available to us. Everything. Energy is everywhere and all encompassing, and we can receive huge amounts of it at any moment to use for creative purposes, all these good purposes and these good visions and these great dreams, which I told you need to have. You need to say, I have a dream, and then you turn to this energy which you have, these oil wells within you, and let them flow so that you can reach those dreams. Oh yes, and then all abundance and prosperity just flows right behind in the wake of all this. And so you need to go over the word substance and go over the word immortality and know what those two words mean. Know the oceanic value of those two words and how much substance there is and how much immortality you have and what immortality means and how long lasting our immortal life is and how great and solid is the substance which can flow out of us at any time and all the joy that we can have at any time and how that we have the power and to rejoice and enjoy our life every single second and every single moment, and great power can radiate from us, and we can begin to heal this world, and we can begin to raise this world up into more abundance and prosperity, and we can cause this whole planet to be more joyful and have more health and more of every wonderful thing. If we begin to meditate on these meanings of these things and begin to turn to the oil wells within us, out of your innermost being, rivers of living water. That's not talking about some little small creek of water. That's talking about great, big, vast rivers, bigger than any rivers you've ever seen in this world, will flow out of you. And enjoy that much joy and that much happiness, and it's infinite and eternal and inexhaustible, and we cannot be separated from it. All we can be separated from is that our belief level will cause us to think we are separated from it. So I'll be talking to you more about this from day to day, and have a very good evening and enjoy your gifts.